Okay. Now what we want to understand is range function can take parameters. Range function can take parameters. So if I just say range of 5, which means it is going to iterate between 0 to 5, which means 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 5 elements here, 5 times it can iterate. Or I can just say it can also take, so this is one way, it only takes parameter, and if it's only one parameter that is passed, which means it will type should the default is it basically looks at three parameters. Okay, start, end, and step. Is it similar that you have seen something like this earlier? Have you seen anything like this earlier?
Yes, sir.
Where did we see it?
Step slicing.
Right, slicing. Right, it is a very similar to this that. Right, so it basically looks at three parameters. Okay, so the start's default value is 0. If you don't provide it, it'll if you just provide only one value, that it's basically considered that as end. Okay, so it is starting at 0 and end is one value that we provide, and the step is something. So for example, if I just say range of 5, which means it considers 5 as the end value, it will take and there is a default value for step which is 1, and end value is mandatory that you have to provide. So if you provide only one value, that it considers that as a 5, which is going to be end. So here this can be translated to range of 0, 5, which will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. So or you can also provide the range function with two parameters, your start and end. Or you can just say range of 1, 5. What does this mean? We are saying start at 1 and end at 5, which is nothing but it ends a number before the end number. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or if I say range of 100, 102, what will be the range here? How many iterations will we get?
Two iterations.
100 and
101.
101. Right, only two iterations you can get. Or you can give your step also. So step is default 1 anyways. Right, you can also give range of 1, 10, 2, meaning it is having a two steps. So it starts at basically 1, 10, 2, which means it starts at 1, then jumps over two numbers. Right, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 9 plus 2 is 11 beyond the range, and hence it will not go further. 1, 3, 5, 7. Or if I say 2, 10, 2, what will be the output? We are starting at 2 and my step count is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. But my end number is 10 and we have to stop a number before it, which is 9. So the next number is greater than it. So the output will be 2, 4, 6, 8, and it stops. Are we clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
it is clear.
Okay, now let us go execute our range function. Okay, let me just for I in range of, okay, 1, 5. So which means it has to start at 1 and end at 5, a number before it. So print I, if I execute it, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to print some constant here so that it is not colliding with the previous output. And I'm going to write. Right, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'll say, for I in range of 1, 10, 2, which means I'm take 2 steps. Print I. So what will be the output? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Right? So what I say here, another one for I in range of 2, 10, 3. What will be the output? What will be the output?
2, 5, 8.
Right? So 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. And the maximum value that we can go up to is 10. So anything 10 and beyond 10 it will not go further. So in this case, it will be 2 and 5 and 8. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now assignment for you guys, or I'll just show one and then we'll later proceed further with assignments. Okay. I'm going to create a new file. Okay. So what I want is I want to say whether okay, so I want to print even numbers for any given number. So okay, so okay, I want to select print first 100 even numbers. First 100 even numbers. Can you tell me the program for printing the first 100 even numbers? Or first, rather than first 100 even numbers, say print even numbers until 100. Print even numbers until 100. Print even numbers between 1 to 100. Tell me, how can we print only the even numbers, not the odd numbers, only even numbers?
For I in range 2, 100, 2, sir.
For I in range 2, 100, 2. Print I. Right, so it starts from till 2 and goes all the way till 100. So it basically prints 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and so on. Now, without using the step function, can you tell me without using the step number? So without using the step. Without using the step. So how do you say whether a number is? Go on.
We can use if else.
Right. Now tell me, how can I use it? How do you say whether a
Like
number is
previous,
even or odd?
Like the percentage by
mm,
2, then
Right. So for
like
I
previous you
in,
said input is equal to something like that.
no, we'll just go by this same approach, right? For I in range of 100. So which means basically it is going from 0 to 100. Now what are we saying? Let me just say 1 to 100. If I mod 2 equals to 0. If the remainder is 0, meaning it is a even. I is even. Okay. So every time I get I, so 1 mod 2 equals to 0. No. Then I'll get 2 mod 2 equals to 0. Yes, the remainder would be 0. 3 mod 2, the remainder would be 1, so which is not equal to 0. Then it will not come in. When I say 4 mod 2, the remainder would be 0, and hence it'll say it is even. So if I execute this now, right, if you see, it has taken all the way from 2 is even, 4 is even, 6 is even, 8 is even, 10 is even, and so on. Right, what did we do here? We just applied a very simple logic, to determine whether a given number is even or odd. Right, so if I want to say odd also, else if it is not even, obviously it is odd, right? Print I is odd. Right now it will say 1 is odd, 2 is even, and so on. Right, 1 is odd, 2 is even, 5 is odd, 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd, 6 is even, and so on. Right, it is basically a loop followed by a condition. I was able to determine whether it is an even number or an odd number, right, by placing a simple condition. Yes. Right. Now tell me, how can I find a factorial of a given number? I want to get the product, which is the factorial of 5. I want to get the factorial of 5. How can I do that? What is the factorial? Number is equal to 5. I want to find factorial for 5. So how can the factorial of 5 become? It is like 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So which will be equal to 120. Okay. Now I want to achieve the same thing programmatically. I should be able to print factorial, right? What am I going to say is that fact is equal to 1. I'll start. I'll keep one variable called fact is equal to 1. For I in range of, I'm going to start with 1 and I'm going to end with 5 plus 1, which is 6. I want to find a factorial for 5. So I'll use the range function so that I can start with 1 and end at 5. Now what I'm going to use, I'm use the same variable fact is equal to fact into I. Okay, fact into I, and in the end I'll just simply print fact, and this is going to give me the output. This is going to give me the output. If you see, I'm getting the output 120. So now can someone explain what is happening here? This is basically a factorial program. If I want to factorial for 10, that's it. There you go. You just execute it. You will get the factorial for, sorry. Did I save it? Since I've used for 10, so I'm going to say num plus 1, right? So that I'll use that as a variable, right? Right, so this is the factorial for 10. So, and I'm going to execute. Let's keep it for 5 for now. Right, can someone explain me this? Yes. Explain this. Right, assignment is explain this program. Another assignment is that write a program to print whether to print if a number is prime or not. You have to give, you take an input and you have to basically tell if that number is a prime or not. How do you know whether a given number is prime or not? What is a prime number? If the number is divisible by itself or 1, right? If it is getting divided by any other number in between, it is not a prime number. It should be only be divisible by itself and 1. If it is getting divided by any other number, It is not a prime number. Okay, write a program for that prime number and also explain this program to me tomorrow. Okay, with this we'll end the class today and start using PyCharm to practice the programming. So you can start switch to PyCharm now instead of the IDLE. So now you can just go back to any file that you have. You can always look through the code, understand, and you can always create new files and keep practicing. Okay, right. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and this has to be completed. Okay.